Someone finally said it. Y'all, JD Vance just went on an interview and he laid out exactly what is happening, what is going on in the DNC, the Democrat Party, the far left, how they are taking full advantage, and how Schumer's days are officially numbered. I quote, he just ended his career. Guys, this is a bombshell interview. I've got 2 segments. You're going to love every second of it as we go into the live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. But for now, let's get right into this. Of course, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I am not going to bury the lead. Let's dive straight in here. All right. So this is a clip from a JD Vance interview that was just aired on Fox News. There's 2 I'm going to show you back to back. And what he goes into here is really fascinating from a standpoint of what's genuinely happening behind closed doors. I'm going to let it rip, and then we'll add some commentary. I think you guys are going to like this one.
There are so many far-left people who run the Democratic Party in Washington, D.C., they just want to burn it down. They don't care if the troops don't get paid. They don't care if you cause billions of dollars of lost productivity. They don't care if you shut down the airline industry, which they were very close to doing. They just want to get Trump. And they don't care if they have to burn the entire country down in order to get Trump. That's what they want to do. And I think that it shows how stupid that approach is politically, because normally you would expect the
All right, I'm going to hold on a second. He's got another point, but I want to just set up camp on that momentarily because this is very important commentary around this. This stacks with polling that we've covered on this channel where over 20% of the Democrat population just wants them to fight Trump. Burn the house down because there's a cockroach in it. I don't care. Burn the entire thing flat to the ground because you got to defeat Trump. Trump is the Antichrist. He is the anti-democracy candidate. He is the guy that hates everything and anything that has to do with America. That's what they've been told for 10 years, ad nauseum, full-on propaganda submersion, right? They will be willing to destroy everything that you just saw as long as they can get a win over Trump. And when they didn't get the win over Trump, when Trump actually defeated them again and Republicans defeated them again, you can see the fury was shifted to Chuck Schumer. He's about to say in either this clip or the next one that Schumer's career was just effectively ended. Y'all, this is very, very over the target. And the thing that's powerful about JD Vance is he has the ability to connect with everyday people. He speaks the language, and he's easy to communicate to and communicate with. That's a very important skill that does not really work with a lot of the elitists in the DC circles. All right, let's keep on going.
As the United States to get blamed for a shutdown. The American people were smart enough to recognize that the Democrats were the ones who were sort of holding this hostage. They were saying that unless you give us everything that we want, unless you give us $1.5 trillion in benefits, health care for illegal aliens, we're going to destroy the country. We're going to keep the government shut down indefinitely. I think the president recognized eventually the American people are going to recognize this is the Democrats doing this. The Democrats, I think, made a huge political mistake by continuing to push for all of these crazy things. And they said, if you don't give all these crazy things, we're going to keep the government shut down. It was politically stupid, but you're right. I don't understand the psychology of a Democrat who says, we'd like to burn the country down in order to get Donald Trump. But unfortunately, it just drives home that that's what their party is about.
That was the thing.
Y'all, I don't know if JD Vance is going to run for office. It would make sense that he does. He's kind of like the next in line kind of heir apparent vibe. He has an ability to communicate with everyday people that's really impressive. A lot of people don't have that ability. I'm being objectively candid with you. He just has the ability to communicate. And he's pointing out something that's incredibly important. The Democrats politically are willing to forego any ideology, any type of plan, and it's all about destroy Trump because he's a threat to democracy, even though we are a constitutional republic. That's the entire point. Destroy, destroy, destroy. You must destroy. There is no plan to build up. The left, I've said this many times, is an ideology that requires complete and total destruction. It cannot coincide with an existing system. It has to destroy the system and rebuild everything from the ashes. That's what happens over and over and over and over again historically. And that's why this is important. Now let me cue up this next point, because again, JD Vance is on it. This is the one where he openly says that Schumer's career was just completely and totally nuked, effectively. And I'm going to show you that on the other side of this sponsorship spot. Few made this possible. I'm going to do a quick word from them, and then we're going to hit this. Y'all, it's not often that I get to talk about a sponsor that checks all the boxes. From a standpoint of actually solving a problem that needs to be solved, from the design to the aesthetics to the actual feel of quality in your hand, guys, Fume, they actually did this right, and I'm amped to show you this. Now, this is a flavored air device. It's an award-winning flavored air device. This doesn't have any nicotine in it. This doesn't require a battery. You can do it anywhere. There are no restrictions because it is literally flavored air. This is one of those things, guys, you might want to check out. Now, flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint or orange vanilla. Over 500,000 people have already added Fume into their daily routine, and I totally get why. It's simple, satisfying, and doesn't come with any of the downsides like smoking and vaping. And right now, if you order the Journey Pack and you use the code Langley, you get a free Fume topper. So if you've been thinking about changing your habits, this is the perfect time. Go to tryfume.com/Langley or scan the QR code on your screen to get yours today. All right, let's get into this last clip. Like I said, we're still going towards the live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch this, JD Vance.
And he was the person who was fighting.
Did you have conversations with them? Say, work this out with me. Did that happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about?
Oh, of course. Privately, we were having conversations all the time. And frankly, privately, the Democrats would recognize the position of their far left was crazy. But they all feel a little bit like they're being held hostage by their far left. You said it very well. Chuck Schumer, this probably ended his career, and he was the person who was fighting more than anybody to keep the government shut down. So the far left, they're never going to be satisfied unless the Democrats are willing to burn down the entire country. Luckily, there were a few moderate Democrats who allowed reason to prevail. We have to step back, Sean, and remember how crazy the demands were. They wanted $1.5 trillion, a lot of that healthcare benefits for illegal aliens. They wanted us to undo all of the great border policy that we've been doing. They wanted us to refund, like you said, NPR and PBS. They were basically saying that we want the far left's priorities to dominate in the Trump administration, and unless that happens, we're going to set the entire country on fire. A really disgraceful moment for the far left of the Democrats, and frankly, a very revealing moment for the American people, because what were they asking, Sean? They weren't saying that we want to do great things for the American people. They weren't talking about jobs. They weren't talking about health care. They were talking about give us $1.5 trillion for healthcare benefits for illegal aliens.
The big point here, y'all, and this is what I'm going to wrap, and like I said, we're going to flow into the live stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. JD Vance is showing an ability to communicate with everyday people in a calm and collected manner, and he's articulate. He doesn't use exalted language. He just uses everyday language, and he lands the point. He lands the plane. That's the entire point. He's calling out the fact that behind the scenes, the Democrats were held hostage by the far left. We knew that. We all knew that. It was obvious. They were having conversations about how outsized power the far left has. The Democrats are going to deal with that. It's going to be a civil war of sorts inside the Democrat Party, and I'm looking forward to watching it with you guys over the next 12 months. But J.D. Vance in this openly says a lot of things that we already knew, says Schumer completely and totally ended his career. By the way, it's news today that he's not going to run for re-election. And now we've got a communicator who is easily able to convey his points without a lot of the controversy. Listen, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Listen, I'll see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Braden. See you later.